again, good morning to everyone. I'm sorry we were a little bit delayed because of that we have a technical problem on our signal on our Wi-Fi. So to continue, Engineer Neil Serrano has just completed the presentation for contract ID number 25DJ0017. And to continue, we go now to number 11 contract, particularly for contract ID number 25BJ0018. This will be discussed to us by Engineer Joshua Rubio. Joshua, please take it away.
Good morning, everyone. For contract ID 25BJ0018, name of contract 001 ensures safe and reliable national road system, asset preservation program, rehabilitation, reconstruction, upgrading of damaged base roads, tertiary roads.
Wala siyang zoom boss. Default camera lang po kasi gamit natin.
Pampanga Cebu Solano Road, A0 264 290 to A0 264 721, and K0 264 plus 820 to K0 265, Cebu, Nueva Vizcaya. The location of the contract is Cebu, Nueva Vizcaya. The approved budget for the contract is 21,667,800 pesos. The scope of works is concrete reconstruction or upgrading of 1.174 km by 3.35 feet by 0.28 gauge and 1.024 km by 1.5 meter width by 0.23 shoulder. Provision of 8 linear meter, 910 mm diameter RCPC, 32.78 cubic meter grouted with rock, 266.03 cubic meter stone masonry slope protection structure, 1 barrel 3 by 3 by 3.5 at right side, 1 barrel 3 by 3 by 2.5 at left side, with wing wall and apron slab at both sides. 15 linear meter single brick wall with an area of 470.50 square meter and provision of road safety devices. The contract duration is 152 calendar days. The cost of bidding document is 25,000 pesos. Source of fund is NEP by 2025. Date of bidding is December 4, 2024. The location of the project is at Barangay Tutut, Cebu, Nueva Vizcaya, with a total length of 587 linear meter. This is the vicinity map and location and the key location map. As you can see, there are two sections, and between the two sections is the Tutut bridge number 2. This is the data pictures for the beginning and end of project for section 1. And this is the geograph pictures of the beginning and the end of the project at section 2. This is a typical roadway section for normal crown. We have item, as you can see the existing asphalt to be removed. Item 311 E1, Portland cement concrete pavement and reinforced 0.88 for 14 days. Item 200 aggregate sub-base course for 0.10 meters. Item 141D embankment for roadway excavation or structure excavation common soil. The item 200 aggregate sub-base course 0.15 meters. Item 311 1C1 Portland cement concrete pavement and reinforced 0.23 meter 8 for 40 days. And item 102 to surplus common excavation. And this is a typical roadway section for super elevated. This is the typical roadway section with RCPC grouted riprap, catch basin, and apron. The existing RCPC will be extended at both sides. And this is a typical roadway section with single clip wall. The proposed length of the single clip wall will be 50 meters with a slant height of 8.35 meters and a total of 3 layers. And this is the typical roadway section with box culvert, wing wall, and apron slab. The existing box culvert will be extended at both sides. The details will be shown at the final plan. As for the standard traffic management signs, we can see here the road and bridge works at the car signage, for advanced warning signs, and regulatory signs. And for the stop or slow handheld signs, stop go flags, temporary bollards, as discussed earlier. And for as per DO number 158, series of 350, amendments in DPWH standard specification for item 605 road sign. Sign panels shall be manufactured from aluminum sheeting at least 3 feet that conforms to the requirement of ASTM P209 or 6061 P6 aluminum. Sign panels shall be retroreflective sheeting and conform to the requirements of ASTM P209 P6. The materials for the signage will be 2 by 2 by 2.33 mm angular bar, and the size of the sign panel varies depending on the sign panel. That's all. Thank you.
Pwede ka bang sabihin tanongin mo rin ngayon any comments? Where is the record din? Okay.
Thank you, Engineer Joshua Rubio. We go now to number 11 project, which has a contract ID number 35 PJ0019. Again, this will be discussed to us by Engineer Neil Serrano. Neil, please take it away.
Contract ID 25PJ0019, all to protect lives and properties against major floods, flood management program, construction maintenance of flood mitigation structures and drainage systems, construction of flood control at Barangay Santa Clara, Station 0+000 to Station 0+500, Upper Santa Clara CIS, Barangay Santa Clara, Ritao, Nueva Vizcaya. Location of the contract is at Barangay Santa Clara, Ritao, Nueva Vizcaya. Approved budget for the contract is 14,475,000 pesos. Scope of work, construction of 273 linear meter rubble concrete revetment structure with gabion mattress footing protection. Contract duration 143 calendar days. Cost of bidding document 25,000 pesos. Source of fund net FY 2025 Date of bidding, December 4, 2024.
Next time na ng...
For the contract ID 25PJ0019, we have station limits at the right side. Starts at station 00 to station 240, and at the left side starts at station 040 to station 100. The total length is 300 linear meters. Here is the vicinity map that shows the proposed alignment of the proposed flood control structure. The geotag photos at the upstream and downstream of the project. Here we have the typical section of the proposed rubble concrete structure with a height of 6 meters, including the minimum 1 meter depth of the foundation, with a base width of 3.3 meters and a top width of 0.45 meters. The pre-board clearance is 1.5 meters. And on the backside of the structure, we have the embankment from roadway and embankment from barrow with a width of 2.5 meters with a side slope of 1:1. The schedule of rubble concrete at left side will start at station 0 and will end at station 100. The right side, it will start at station 0 and will end at station 240. So phase 4. The design channelization at the right side only will start at station 0 and will end at station 240. The typical width holes is the same as the discussed typical details of width holes of the previous contracts. Schedule of end protection works. At left side, we have stations 0 plus 00 and station 0 plus 100 with a length of 3 meters each. At the right side, we also have stations 0 plus 000 and station 240 with also a length of 3 meters each. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Engineer Neil Serrano. By the way, this is a video recorded, and then this will be uploaded to the YouTube apps for the information of our prospective leaders. Last time. Okay, so thank you, Neil. We go now to number 13 project, which has a contract ID number 25BJ0020. Again, this will be discussed by Engineer Neil Serrano. Neil?
Contract ID 25PJ0020. Name of contract, OO2, protect lives and properties against major floods, flood management program, construction, rehabilitation of flood mitigation facilities with major river basin and principal rivers, construction of flood control structure along Manga River, Barangay Mabasado, Inaban, Tupac del Norte, Nueva Vizcaya. Location of contract is at Barangay Mabasado, Inaban, Tupac del Norte, Nueva Vizcaya. Approved budget for the contract, 144,750,000 pesos. Scope of work, construction of 2,202.78 linear meter structure with gabion mattress footing protection. Contract duration 305 calendar days. Cost of bidding document 50,000 pesos. Source of fund NEP FY 2025. Date of bidding December 4, 2024. For this project, we have the station limits. Station 0 plus 000 to station 0 plus 383.65 at right side, and also 0 plus 397.65 to station 0 plus 712 at right side also. The total length of the project is 2,202.78 linear meter. Here is the vicinity map that reflects the proposed alignment of the proposed flood control structure. The green color reflects the as per POW proposed flood control project, and the blue reflects the as per plan or as per survey. The geotag photos at downstream at the start of the project, and at the end of the project is at upstream. Here's the typical cross section, which is the same as the previous contract ID 25PJ0019. The schedule of rubble concrete at left side will start at station 00 and will end at 0 plus 443.39. And will start again at 0.454.66 and will end at station 1 plus 495.05. At right side, our rubble concrete will start at station 0 to station 0 plus 383.65 and will start again at station 0 plus 397.65 and will end at station 0 plus 712. The schedule of mattress with a size of 0.3 meters by 2 meters by 6 meters. At our left side, it will start at station 0 and will end at station 443.39 and will start again at station 0 plus 454.66 and will end at station 1 plus 495.05. At the right side, our mattress will start at station 0 and will end at 0 plus 383.65 and will start again at station 0 plus 397.65 and will end at 0 plus 712. The design channelization of the project at left side will start at station 0 plus 260 and will end at station 0 plus 480. And will start again, the channelization will start again at station 0 plus 600 and ends at station 0 plus 700. And will start again at station 0 plus 820 and ends at station 1 plus 300. And start again at station 1 plus 380 and will end at station 1 plus 495.05. At our right side, the design channelization will start at station 0, will end at station 0 plus 220, and will start again at station 0 plus 400 and will end at station 0 plus 712. The typical elevation of big poles, this is the same details as discussed in the previous contracts, 25PJ0019. The schedule of end protection works. At left side, we have stations, station 0, station 0 plus 443.39, station 0 plus 454.66, with 3 meters each in length. Our right side have stations 0 plus 383.65, 0 plus 397.65, and 0 plus 712, with also 3 meters each in length. That's all, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Neil Serrano. That ends for agenda number 1, which is the basic contract data for 13 city works projects. We go now to the requirements of bidding documents, which is agenda number 2, which will be presented by Engineer Joseph Digala, the head of the procurement unit. Joseph?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The requirements of the bid documents for the contract for GDJ 12 in the form of bid data sheet. For ITP clause 5.3, the bidder must have completed a single contract that is similar to this project, equivalent to at least 55% of ABC. For this purpose, contracts similar to the project shall be A. The similar contract refers to procurement of laboratory equipment to be used in the field and laboratory of the quality assurance section. And B. Completed within 5 years prior to the deadline for the submission and testing fees. For IPP clause 7.1, subcontracting is not allowed. Clause number 12, the price of the goods shall be quoted DDP within the province of Del Vizcaya for this project. The bidder shall bid on all items to be bid. Price quoted shall include taxes. ITP clause 14.1, the bid security shall be in the form of a bid security declaration or any of the following forms and amounts. A. The amount of not less than 2% of ABC if bid security is in cash. Cashier's or manager's check, bank draft or guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit. Or B. The amount of not less than 5% of ABC if bid security is insured bond. ITP clause 19.3 that the ABC is 5,106,795 pesos. Any bid with a financial component exceeding the ABC shall not be accepted. ITP clause 20.1 no other licenses and permits are required. ITP clause 21.1 no additional contract documents are required. And for the civil works, for contracts 25BJ008 and 25BJ0018, they have almost same requirements for ITP clause 5.2. The major category of work is RRP, roads, rehabilitation, and CCP. Note, the above SLCC must be supported by an owner certificate of final acceptance issued by the project owner, other than the contractor or a final rating of at least satisfactory in the constructor's performance evaluation system or CS. In case of contracts with the private sector, an equivalent document shall be submitted. Qualifiers in the contracts with at least 50% of the item of work of the project. Clause 7.1, subcontracting is not allowed. 10.3, no further. For 10.4, looking personnel must meet the required minimum years of experience. For key personnel, project manager, foreman, and safety officer, the general experience, 3 years, relevant experience is 3 years. For project engineer, must be at least PWH accredited professional PE. And materials engineer must be at least PWH accredited materials engineer 1. And accredited safety officer, which is required upon issuance of NOAA, subject to DO 98 series of 2014, submission of construction safety and health program approved by the DOLE. The first aid with certificate of training issued by Red Cross in compliance to DOLE requirements. And the key personnel must meet the following numbers of years of experience. 1. The experience must means total years of civil works experience. 2. Include the tax identification number or the name of the key personnel. And in compliance to DO 98, series of 2016, revised guidelines on the accreditation of contractors or consultants ME. 3. Include the accreditation number and the contact number of the materials. And for the minimum major requirements of the contracts, they have almost the same. The following equipment: backhoe with 0.80 cubic meter, 1 unit; backhoe with breaker, 0.80 cubic meter, 1 unit; dump truck, bulldozers, 167 horsepower, 1 unit, payloader, 1.50 cubic meter, 1 unit, motorized road grader, 140 horsepower, 1 unit, vibratory roller, 125 horsepower, 1 unit, water truck pump, 16,000 liters, 1 unit, backhoe wheel mounted, 0.28 cubic meter, 1 unit, transit mixer, 5 cubic feet, 4 units. Concrete vibrator flexible shaft, 2 inches head diameter with 5 amperes, gasoline drive unit, 5 amperes capacity, 2 units, concrete spreader, 5.5 horsepower, 1 unit, concrete saw blade, 14 inches diameter, and 4 3/4 inches depth, 7.5 horsepower, 1 unit. And the following only requires 1 unit, the bar cutter, 25 mm maximum labor diameter, single piece, bar cutter, 32 mm maximum labor diameter, 3 piece, sealer joint machine, gas or diesel driven, wire tender, 25 mm maximum labor diameter, 3 piece, 1 bagger mixer, plate compactor, applicator machine, kneading machine, concrete batch plant, and 1 unit of cargo service truck with 9 to 10 metric ton. Cargo truck or service truck, 1 unit, 2 to 5 metric ton. And boom truck, 2 to 5 metric ton also, 1 unit. And for contract 25 BG0018, the difference is only the 18 contract ID to have boom truck, but it requires 1 cold milling asphalt pavement machine with 211 horsepower. And for contracts, flood control projects, 8 contracts 25 BG009 to 13, contracts 17, 19, and 20. We have same major category of work. FCSPS, flood control, construction slope protection using structural measures. And they, from the previous requirement also, they also same minimum required minimum years for the key personnel. And for the minimum major equipment requirements, the truck 12 cubic yard, 2 units, backhoe wheel mounted, 0.28 cubic meter, 1 unit, motorized road grader, 140 horsepower, 1 unit, payloader, 1.50 cubic meter, 1 unit, water truck or pump, 16,000 liters, 1 unit, backhoe, 0.80 cubic meter, 1 unit, vibratory roller, 125 horsepower, 1 unit, and 1 bagger mixer, 1 unit, plate compactor is 1 unit. And for contracts, for bridge projects, contracts 25 BG0014 and 15 is 16. We have same major category also. VRHC WOP bridges, rehabilitation, concrete superstructure without pipes. And from same minimum years of experience for the personnel, same requirement. For the minimum major equipment requirements of the contracts, we have cargo truck or service truck, 2 to 5 metric ton 1 unit, generator set 5 kilowatt 1 unit, and air compressor 15 to 35 CFM 1 unit. And that is all the scripture for the requirements of the DPW.
Thank you, Engineer Joseph Bugala, the head of the procurement unit. That is the agenda number 2, which is the requirements of bidding documents. We go now to agenda number 3, which is the documents to be submitted by the bidder, including technical and financial proposal. This will be presented through audio recording. Secretariat, please play the audio recording.
Requirements for technical and financial documents, procurement for goods and services. 1. Technical component envelope, Class A documents. Legal documents. A. Valid field Jeff's registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages, in accordance with Section 8.5.2 of the IRR. Technical documents. B. Statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid, and C. Statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract or SLCC similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided for in sections 23.4.1.3 and 23.4.2.4 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA number 9184 within the relevant period as provided in the bidding documents, and the original copy of bid security. If in the form of a surety bond, submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission, or original copy of notarized bid securing declaration, and E. Conformity with the technical specifications, which may include production/delivery schedule, manpower requirements, and or after-sales/parts, if applicable, and F. Original duly signed omnibus sworn statement or OSS, and, if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney SPA of all members of the joint venture giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. Financial documents. G. The prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity or NFCC, or a committed line of credit from a universal or commercial bank in lieu of its NFCC computation. Class B documents. H. If applicable, a duly signed joint venture agreement or JVA in case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statements from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the JVA in the instance that the bid is successful. 2. Financial component envelope. I. Original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form, and J. Original of duly signed and accomplished price schedules. Other documentary requirements under RA number 9184 as applicable. K. Certification from the DTI if the bidder claims preference as a domestic bidder or domestic entity. Requirements for technical and financial documents, procurement for civil works. 1. Technical component envelope. Class A documents. Legal documents. A. Valid PhilJEPS registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages, in accordance with Section 8.5.2 of the IRR. Technical documents. B. Statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid, and C. Statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract or SLCC similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided under the rules, and D. Special PCAB license in case of joint ventures and registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid, and E. Original copy of bid security. If in the form of a surety bond, submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission or original copy of notarized bid securing declaration, and F. Project requirements, which shall include the following: A. Organizational chart for the contract to be bid. B. List of contractors' key personnel, example, project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, and foremen to be assigned to the contract to be bid, with their complete qualification and experience data. C. List of contractors' major equipment units, which are owned, leased, and or under purchase agreements, supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor/vendor for the duration of the project, as the case may be, and G. Original duly signed omnibus sworn statement or OSS, and if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. Financial documents. H. The prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity or NFCC. Class B documents. I. If applicable, duly signed joint venture agreement or JVA in accordance with RA number 4566 and its IRR in case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statements from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the JVA in the instance that the bid is successful. 2. Financial component envelope. J. Original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form and other documentary requirements under RA number 9184. K. Original of duly signed bid prices in the bill of quantities. And L. Duly accomplished detailed estimates form, including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with the bid. And M. Cash flow by quarter.
So, number 5 na. Criteria.
Thank you, Secretariat, for the audio presentation for agenda number 3. We go now to agenda number 5, which is the criteria and procedure for the preliminary examination of the bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, and award. Again, this will be presented through audio recording to be uploaded in the YouTube application. Thank you. Secretariat, please.
Detailed bid evaluation for the procurement of goods and infrastructure project. The purpose of bid evaluation is to determine the lowest calculated bid using the following steps. 1. The bank shall immediately conduct a detailed evaluation of all bids using non-discretionary criteria in considering the following. A. Completeness of the bid. Unless the instructions to bidders specifically allow partial bids, bids not addressing or providing all of the required items in the bidding documents, including, where applicable, bill of quantities, shall be considered non-responsive and, thus, automatically disqualified. In this regard, where a required item is provided, but no price is indicated, the same shall be considered as non-responsive, but specifying a 0 or a dash for the said item would mean that it is being offered for free to the government. And B. Arithmetical corrections. Correct computational errors and omissions to enable proper comparison of all eligible bids. It may also consider bid modifications if expressly allowed in the bidding documents. Any adjustment shall be calculated in monetary terms to determine the calculated prices. 2. The bank shall evaluate all bids on an equal footing to ensure fair and competitive bid comparison. For this purpose, all bidders shall be required to include the cost of all taxes, such as, but not limited to, value-added tax or VAT, income tax, local taxes, and other fiscal levies and duties which shall be itemized in the bid form and reflected in the detailed estimates. Such bids, including said taxes, shall be the basis for bid evaluation and comparison. 3. In case of discrepancies between A. Bid prices in figures and in words, the latter shall prevail. B. Total price of the item and unit price of the item as extended or multiplied by the quantity of that item, the latter shall prevail. C. Stated total price and the actual sum of prices of component items, the latter shall prevail. D. Unit cost in the detailed estimate and unit cost in the bill of quantities, the latter shall prevail. 4. Bids shall then be ranked in the ascending order of their total calculated bid prices, as evaluated and corrected for computational errors and other bid modifications to identify the lowest calculated bid. Total calculated bid prices, as evaluated and corrected for computational errors and other bid modifications, which exceed the ABC shall be disqualified.
Post-qualification. Objective and process of post-qualification. 1. The lowest calculated bid shall undergo post-qualification to determine whether the bidder concerned complies with and is responsive to all the requirements and conditions as specified in the bidding documents. 2. Within 5 calendar days from receipt by the bidder of the notice from the bank that the bidder has the lowest calculated bid, the bidder shall submit to the bank its latest income and business tax returns and other appropriate licenses and permits required by law and stated in the bidding documents. Failure to submit any of the post-qualification requirements on time or a finding against the veracity thereof shall disqualify the bidder for award, provided that in the event that a finding against the veracity of any of the documents submitted is made, it shall cause the forfeiture of the bid security in accordance with Section 69 of the 2016 Revised Implementing Rules and Regulations or IRR of Republic Act No. 9184. 3. The post-qualification shall verify, validate, and ascertain the veracity, authenticity, and validity of all the Class A eligibility documents supporting the PhilJEP Certificate of Registration and Membership in accordance with Section 8.5.2 of the 2016 Revised IRR of RA No. 9184, and all the other statements made and documents submitted by the bidder with the lowest calculated bid using non-discretionary criteria as stated in the bidding documents. These criteria shall consider, but shall not be limited to, the following. A. Legal requirements. To verify, validate, and ascertain licenses, certificates, permits, and agreements submitted by the bidder, and the fact that it is not included in any blacklist, as provided in Section 25.3 of the 2016 Revised IRR of RA No. 9184. For this purpose, the GPPB shall maintain a consolidated file of all blacklisted suppliers, contractors, and consultants. B. Technical requirements. To determine compliance of the infrastructure projects offered with the requirements specified in the bidding documents, including, where applicable, I. Verification and validation of the bidder's stated competence and experience, and the competence and experience of the bidder's key personnel to be assigned to the project for the procurement of infrastructure projects. 2. Verification of availability and commitment and or inspection and testing for the required capacities and operating conditions of equipment units to be owned/leased/under purchase by the bidder for use in the contract under bidding, as well as checking the performance of the bidder in its ongoing government and private contracts, if any of these ongoing contracts shows a negative slippage of at least 15% in any one project or a negative slippage of at least 10% in each of 2 or more contracts. B. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on ongoing contracts within 7 calendar days and to complete them within 30 calendar days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and deficiencies. C. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contracts with pending certificates of acceptance within 30 calendar days and complete them within 90 days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and failures. Or D. Substandard quality of work as per contract plans and specifications, or unsatisfactory performance of the contractor's obligations as per contract terms and conditions at the time of inspection. If the bank verifies any of these deficiencies to be due to the contractor's fault or negligence, the agency shall disqualify the contractor from the award for the procurement of infrastructure projects.
Verification and or inspection and testing of the goods/product after sales and or maintenance capabilities in applicable cases, as well as checking the following. A. Delay in the partial delivery of goods amounting to 10% of the contract price in its ongoing government and private contracts. B. If any of these contracts shows the bidder's failure to deliver or perform any or all the goods or services within the period specified in the contract or within any extension thereof granted by the procuring entity pursuant pursuant to a request made by the supplier prior to the delay, and such failure amounts to at least 10% of the contract price. C. Unsatisfactory performance of the supplier's obligations as per contract terms and conditions at the time of inspection. If the Bids and Awards Committee verifies any of these deficiencies to be due to the bidder's fault or negligence, the BAC shall disqualify the bidder from the award for the procurement of goods. Ascertainment of the authenticity of the bid security and its correctness as to type, amount, form and wording, and validity period, as required in the bidding documents. C. Financial requirements. To verify, validate, and ascertain the bid price proposal of the bidder and, whenever applicable, the required committed line of credit in the amount specified and over the period stipulated in the bidding documents or the bidder's NFCC to ensure that the bidder can sustain the operating cash flow of the transaction. The determination of the lowest calculated and responsive bid, or LCRB, is guided by sections 34.4 to 34.8 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA number 9184. The Bids and Awards Committee will recommend to the whole the award of contract to the bidder with the LCRB in accordance with section 37 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA number 9184, which outlines the procedures for the notice and execution of award.
And that is all, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Secretariat, for playing the audio presentation for agenda number 5. We go now to agenda number 6, which is question, comments from leaders and replies of another representative. Actually, I was able to ask a while ago if there are questions, comments from the previous 9 projects. I was not able to ask any question or comments for contract ID number 25PJ0018, 19, and 20 for reason that we experienced technical problems in our signal. I hope there are no questions or comments because the plans, the plans posted in the PIPJEPS and DPW's website were explicitly explained, and I believe that technical personnel can interpret easily the posted plans and other bidding documents. Other matters and announcement, may I request the head of the Secretariat if there are other matters or announcement to be discussed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For the announcement or reminders, for the one goods that is the 24 GBJ12 and 30 civil works projects discussed today in our private conference. The scheduled opening of bids is on December 4, 2024 at 9 a.m. here in conference room of DPWH Nuevas Calles and Candio, Malasi, Nuevas Calles. And that's all, Mr.
Okay, thank you, Joseph. And for the last agenda, the summary of proceedings, including bid bulletin, to be issued if there is any. For civil works, certain civil works, we don't have any amendments or addenda to be issued. But for the goods and services, particularly for contract ID number 24 GBJ12, we will be posting a bid bulletin for the contract duration from 30 calendar days to 60 calendar days. Secretariat, please take note of that. I believe we have already discussed all the agenda, and the request from the back members, if there is any announcement or to be discussed by the members. If there is none, we will be adjourning the procurement activities this morning. Any announcement from other BAC members? There is none. So do I hear a motion for adjournment of this procurement activity?
Mr. Chair, I will adjourn this procurement.
Any second the motion? It has been moved and seconded that the procurement activities this morning, particularly for the credit conference of 1 goods and services and 13 civil works projects, is now officially adjourned. Thank you everyone, and thank you to our YouTube followers.